What's up guys, this is Rise and welcome to another video. Today I'm showcasing a team using my first ever XL Pokemon. Yes, I have gone to the dark side. I have powered up an XL Galarian Stunfisk. Some of you may not like that, but I mean, we can't deny it's extremely good. It's extremely powerful. And I've paired it with Shadow Machamp and Shadow Snorlax. This team is inspired by Wholesome, who's a popular streamer and a terrific battler as well. He's always high on the leaderboards. So I got this team idea from him. And yeah, G-Fisk. We know how good it is in Great League. You can XL it to like 24 or 45, or that's Umbreon. I know mine's a little bit underleveled. I've got a few more power-ups to go, but I'm like, you know, this thing is so OP. Let's give it a try. And here we're mud-shotting down the Sylveon, so I have multiple rock slides to threaten the Gyarados. And I'm already thinking this could potentially be double charm. I'm lucky that no fast moves sneak in here during my rock slides. And I'm gonna go for the quick switch. It's a Grand Bulby, right? It is double charm. And I'm thinking, okay, I need to be able to... My win con is I have to land a rock slide on that Gyarados. So my only play here is to double up. It's my only play. I'm like, come on. Come on, G-Fisk. And there we go. I think we could have lived one more charm. But I get a rock slide there. And I have one stored. A 2 shield flex. I mean, there weren't very many opportunities to even use a shield in that game. But we're able to take the win in the first game. And it was a good sign of things to come. Winning against Double Charm in the very first outing with this team. So that was a nice little win. Looks like we're paused there. Fast forward to the next one. What do we got? Abomasnow, great lead. Switch into Jelly. And I don't know what the proper thing... I don't know if this is a good thing to do or not, but I throw the Rock Slide to chip, to potentially chip, and then I switch. Because I feel like if I just switch Snorlax right away, they end up Bubble Beaming me to Oblivion. And it actually like becomes a kind of uncomfortable matchup because after like 4 bubble beams, my licks like are barely doing anything. So I actually like to chip usually before I swap out. He swaps back into his Abomasnow, which is kind of interesting. I'm trying to yeah. So he throws his Weather Ball here, which is kind of nice for me. I don't want this energy going on Machamp. I did throw my superpower, so I decided I'm just going to throw it and see if he decides to shield or not. He doesn't. He just sacks his Abomasnow, so I'm like, okay. That's all good in the hood. But now this is kind of scary, because we don't know what's in back. I get Bubble Beamed here. Another move coming through. The Jelly had so much energy. That's another tough thing with the Jelly matchup against Snorlax. Like the Jelly can just stay in for a while and like overfarm a ton and then eventually swap out with a bunch of energy loaded. He shields the Earthquake, which makes me think, okay, he must be weak to this G-Fisk in back. So I shield a Bubble Beam, I switch aggressively. And it's an A9. And now I'm like, oh man, okay. I'm going to get to this Rock Slide. This will do a lot of damage. Come on, Champy boy. We get it really low. And now I'm just going to Mud Shot down here. Definitely have to shield this Weather Ball. And we have a move banked for the Jelly. So yeah, very uncomfortable game. Like in a way, we had them hard countered. But Jelly is just so bulky that it creates a lot of problems. And our opponent danced around, played that one well, and made it pretty close. Terrible lead here. Deoxys beats both of our front two Pokemon and beats G-Fisk in the 2 shield, I think, but G-Fisk wins the 0 and the 1. Our opponent does us a big favor by switching out of that last matchup, because he could have just retained switch, but this is going to allow us to potentially play out of this a little bit now that they've swapped in the Mandibuzz here. I don't think a foul play would quite KO from this range. Yeah, foul play doesn't quite KO. I bank the body slam and I go into my Stunfisk. Interesting. And my opponent had like a delayed reaction there, because that wasn't a catch. Maybe he like threw the aerial ace like as he was throwing the snarl, so it kind of like carried over, if you guys know what I'm saying. That's the only explanation I can think of. But we look at the Umbreon, and this is actually really good, what I'm thinking, because we've already done some chip damage to the Deoxys. And if I can get like a huge farm down on this Umbreon with Machamp, Machamp could just go berserk and not care about typings. So look at this. We're going to get a huge farm here. We have stored energy on Stunfisk. We have stored energy on Snorlax. We're playing pretty weird. I am going to respect like a Psychic here. Last Resort would hurt too. My opponent's still Switch Lock, so I am going to throw some energy here. I don't want them like banking energy and then swapping out. I try to CMP tie here. I get the shield. We don't CMP tie. My opponent's, they're going up to a ton of energy, which I think is a bit of a mistake. And now I'm like, well, I've got energy on. Oh yeah, so I shield, I combo play knowing that I'm going to win CMP here, and that my opponent was just going to go back to back. So a really nice combo play there. Not only do I catch, essentially, but I get my move off as well. And now this Deoxys energy dry, so I can actually come in with Machamp. No point in going for the Rock Slide, just cross-chop this thing as soon as I can. Get it out of here. And then both his back Pokemon are so low that he surrenders, so I thought that was a really well-played game. Overcoming a pretty terrible lead for this team. Deoxys definitely a difficult lead to overcome. Galv, yikes. Okay. I decide... Oh, God. This is probably not smart, man. This is probably not smart. I chip and dip? Like, why? I think I've seen Wholesome use this strategy before, which is why I did it, but my opponent gets a little greedy. They were probably trying to catch, but one lick sneaking in allows me to get this off first. I get the shield, which is nice. And I'm just going to let this go. Like, I've gotten my shield advantage. And then check this out. So I'm going to wait out my full timer, so I'm not switch locked for too long if he decides to swap out. Going to come with my G-Fisk, and I am going to completely mud shot this Galv down. I don't care if I take 2 lunges. I don't care if I take 3 lunges. I'm going to commit to completely mud shotting it down. And oh, he doesn't even get to 2 lunges. Wow. Okay. What is going to come in next? It's a Ferrothorn, and this is a little bit scary. Aggressive swap, and it's a Jellian back. And at this point, I think this is pretty much game. But I'm going to play it out. My opponent shields the Rock Slide, and I shield. I think he only went up to Bubble Beam, so I'm not going to bother shielding. I go for the Rock Slide right away. I think I could have done one more. No, I actually couldn't have. Otherwise, he would have Bubble Beamed me. Unfortunately, I don't have a move banked. If I had an Earthquake banked there, potentially could have won this game. But now our last Pokemon is Switch Locked. We're going to get Bubble Beam to Oblivion. So now this Earthquake isn't even going to be enough to KO. And yeah, you guys can see how this one's going. I shield, like, because I have to, but this game's over. I probably should have just surrendered at this point. Yeah, there we go. I'm like, maybe I can still pull. No, I can't. Going up against Mike here. I seem to play Mike a lot these days. In the mirror match. I'm fortunate that either we CMP'd or no extra counter got through. I get a shield. I'm going to shield as well. I know that he might try and catch here, but I'm going to throw it anyway. I get the refund. Wait a sec. Did I get the refund there? Or did I not throw? Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I got the refund. That happens sometimes. I don't know why. It happens to me occasionally. I've seen it happen with a lot of people that I watch their battles on stream. But we're in a good position here. We've got our G-Fisk switch locked against the Skarmory. You guys have probably seen this matchup in Great League a lot. Skarmory a little bulkier in Ultra League, but so is Stunfisk. So Skarmory can tank 3 rock slides, no problem, it appears. The 4th will likely KO. I'm just banking as much energy as possible. And my opponent makes a nice play here, going, making the combo play into their Machamp. I'm going to preserve my G-Fisk, because I figure Machamp in the lead, like, he might be double weak to this and back. And check this out, Skarmory comes back. And I'm like, what on earth? He Brave Birds me. I'm going to lick down. And it's a Greedent. And I'm like, okay. I think I'm in a pretty good spot here. I have that Cross Chop still banked on Machamp. So I can just get to 2 superpowers, force a shield, and then win CMP with my Machamp in the endgame. So, feeling pretty good. I superpower even though I know he has energy, because a Body Slam still won't KO me. Oh, and he actually didn't throw his energy. Or we CMP tied, I guess. Yeah, he knows I have a Cross Chop, and the Cross Chop from Machamp probably does more than the superpower from Snorlax. I aggressive swap into Fisk, just to force him to throw energy here. We're just playing this one safe, not allowing our opponent to get some sort of crazy farm down win con. And a GG's there. 3 Pokemon still alive. On to the next one. Coco. The opponent, Machamp Scrafty. Great lead. In comes Politoed. And this is not a comfortable matchup for Snorlax by any means, so I'm definitely going to try and chip and dip here. I'm actually going to stay in for a little while longer and then catch. Kind of unnecessary. And we're essentially just using Snorlax as a shield for all this damage. I think I CMP'd there, so I'm going to let this go. Oh, I didn't CMP. This is a little sketchy if he gets to another Weather Ball here. Yeah, I'm going to Body Slam because I felt like he's going to get to another one. Just playing it safe. And he actually shields. So it's a good thing we threw our move. So now I'm going to shield. I'm expecting the Scrafty to come in here after we take it out. I do get to Body Slam, which is nice. I'm hoping he shields. That'd be really nice. But no shield. Would not have gotten to the superpower. And yeah, now we're in pretty good shape. So this game probably seems pretty simple, right? But this is a good learning lesson. This entire game, all I had to do was maintain switch. And that sounds easy, right? But with the Politoed safe swap, if I had gone directly into my Snorlax, that's how I see people lose games sometimes. In coaching sessions and stuff, like you have an amazing lead, they swap into something, and you're like, oh crap, I gotta swap as well. What should I swap into? I'm gonna swap into this. And then by the time you do that, like they've already got an energy lead, they're just gonna take back switch, so you're no longer gonna have your alignment. So the entire game in that previous game was doing enough damage with my Snorlax on the Politoed swap to make sure my Snorlax could beat it, and then I could retain my Machamp on Scrafty and then Nidoqueen on Fisk Fisk on Nidoqueen, because if he gets swap advantage, Politoed beating Snorlax, if I was to swap in right away, then he has Scrafty on G-Fisk and then Nidoqueen on Machamp, and then I lose. So that whole game was just the swap in, how to play that. This is really interesting here. So I've been feather danced a couple times, right? So I actually do no bubbles here to lure him into throwing another move, because I don't want my Stunfisk to get farmed down too much. So that matchup probably went about perfectly as I could have asked. I come out with an Earthquake, and I give minimal farm to the Scrafty. In comes a Crobat, and we're in a pretty decent situation here. We just gotta be careful not to like misplay or anything. So Poison Fang's coming through. We're not gonna shield the first because it's guaranteed to debuff our defense. But we are gonna have to start shielding. Body Slam come through, gets the first shield. I will have to start shielding here because my Stunfisk is essentially gone. And here's where it gets tricky, because I know he's going to try and swap his Scrafty here at some point. I know he's going to try and swap the Scrafty. So check this out. I'm going to shield, and I'm already swapping. I'm already blind swapping, expecting the snipe from the Scrafty. And that will allow me to get to this cross chop. And this move is not going to be threatening. It's probably just a power-up punch. And now there's no point in me throwing a cross chop. I'm committing to the Rock Slide. And that's actually really important. That's actually really important. And it's fitting that this is the last game. We Rock Slide the Crobat and take the win. Because here's something. Like that might have looked comfortable, right? As a win. But it really wasn't, because look at this. So I take the power-up punch, right? Some people might have panicked. Some people might have panicked and thought they're not going to get to the Rock Slide, right? I realized I was going to get there because I was going to get it before the air slash KO'd. But if you panic here and you throw the cross chop, there's no reason, there's zero reason to throw a cross chop here, because this double resisted cross chop is not going to KO. And if you throw that cross chop, you're just going to allow the Crobat to farm you down and then take out your back two Pokemon. So that's like a situation where you have to commit to the Rock Slide. You can't just cross chop right away. Then the Crobat knows they can farm down and they're going to win the game. So that's where you got to commit to the Rock Slide, because potentially, even if you get to no move, you might still like get to the Body Slam on Snorlax. Or they might be lured to throw their Poison Fang. Who knows? So, just a few quick tips. Yeah, a few like high-level plays in some of these battles in this video, despite the fact that we're using a G-Fisk now. I hope you guys can forgive me. But, I mean, if you have the XLs, you should use them. They're effective. And someone like me who enjoys the PvP aspect of the game most, likes to win, be competitive, gonna start using some XLs. I don't have very many. I'm not a huge grinder. I play the game the right way as well. I don't use any sort of like external stuff like that. But yeah, except for my gotcha. I do have a gotcha. But yeah, anyway, all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.